Hello everyone, welcome to this continuation session on trigonometric ratios. In the previous sessions, we had solved a few problems based on T ratios. We're going to look at more problems in this session, right? Solving more T ratio related problems. Okay, so let's get started with this question. So here's a question. It says if cot theta is equal to 7 by 8, evaluate, and there are two parts to this question. First is 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. And the second part of the question is cot squared theta. Now if you look at the second part of the question, it's pretty direct. So cot theta is given as 7 divided by 8 and they're asking you to find cot squared theta. So all you have to do is 7 by 8 the whole squared. But why have they given this sub part? We will come to know at the end of solving the entire problem as to what is the relationship between the second part and the first part. Okay. I have a right angle triangle, and this right angle triangle is right angled at B, and I've taken C as my reference angle. So this is theta because the question talks in terms of theta, so I've taken theta here. So if I take theta here at C, then opposite is AB, adjacent is BC, and hypotenuse is AC. So I've written the three sides: opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. I'm also given the question says cot theta is equal to 7 by 8. Now we just need to break down that cot theta in terms of trigonometric ratio. So what is cot theta? We learned cot theta is adjacent by opposite, and in this figure the adjacent is BC, opposite is AB, and it is also given it is in the ratio of 7 by 8, 7:8, right? So we've noted that down. In the previous sessions, if you remember, we had said we will not be taking something like BC is equal to 7 and AB is equal to 8. Rather, we will introduce a constant K and say BC is equal to 7K, AB is equal to 8K. Okay, so going by that, we have a statement that says let BC is equal to 7K and AB is equal to 8K. So we know what BC and AB are, 7K and 8K. So what we can do is we go and put that in the equation or in the diagram. So it says BC is 7K. So BC, this is BC. I'm going to write 7K here. And it also says AB is 8K. So AB is 8K. So I've got two sides. I need this hypotenuse side, right? I need hypotenuse. We got to find out hypotenuse using the Pythagoras theorem. We discussed that in the previous class. So we're going to look at the Pythagoras theorem and see how we are going to find out the missing side. So here we have this triangle ABC. I have mentioned 7K here adjacent and 8K as the opposite. Hypotenuse is what we are going to find out, right? Using Pythagoras theorem, we say AC squared, hypotenuse squared, is equal to the sum of squares of the other two sides. Now AB squared is 8K. So we're going to square the entire thing, 8K the whole squared. BC is 7K. So we're going to square the entire thing, 7K the whole squared. 8K the whole squared is 64K squared, and 7K the whole squared is 49K squared. Totaling 64K squared plus 49K squared is 113K squared. But that is not AC, that is AC squared, right? To find out AC, we need to take the root of 113K squared. Now we know that 113 is not a perfect square, so we will have to write it as root of 113, but k squared, we know the root of k squared is k. So finally we get the side AC, which is 100 and root of 113k. Let's go and substitute here. So this is root of 113k written outside. Okay. So now we've got all the three sides, and we next need to find out sine and cos, because the question asks for sine and cos, right? So what is the ratio for sine? Opposite by hypotenuse is the ratio for sine, and opposite here is AB by AC, opposite is AB, hypotenuse is AC. So we just substitute AB 8k, and if you look at the figure, AB is 8k and AC is root 113k. So we just write it as it is, saying that, you know, k 8k divided by root of, and what exactly is this? This will come to k, and k gets cancelled, right? K and k gets cancelled, so leaving us with 8 divided by root of 113. So that is your sine theta. Same way, cos theta is BC by AC, which is 7k by root of 113k. K and k gets cancelled, so leaving us with 7 by root of 113. So this is your cos theta. We have sine, we have cos. All we need to do is to substitute these in the question. Now what is the question? Question says 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. Now you can directly substitute the sine theta and cos theta here, but if you take a look at this, this has a specific pattern. Isn't this in the form a plus b into a minus b, both in the numerator as well as in the denominator? So where a is 1 and b is sine theta, so it's like a plus b into a minus b. Here also in the denominator, a plus b into a minus b. We know what is a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b is a squared minus b squared. So can't we write the numerator as in that form, a squared, that is 1 squared minus b squared, sine squared, divided by the same for denominator, 1 squared minus b squared. So you have 1 squared minus sine theta divided by 1 squared minus cos theta. Okay, let's take it from here. So you have 1 squared minus sine theta. What is 1 squared? 1 squared is 1 itself, right? So it is 1 minus sine squared theta divided by 1 minus cos squared theta, because 1 squared is 1. So I just wrote it like this, right? 1 minus sine squared theta and 1 minus cos squared theta. Now we know what sine theta is, so we just have to substitute. So I say 1 minus, what is sine theta? Sine theta, we found out sine theta is, where is sine theta? 8 by root of 113. So I'm going to write 8 divided by square root of 113. But this is sine squared theta, so I'll have to square this. What is the denominator? Denominator is 1 minus cos square theta. What is cos theta? Cos theta is 7 by 113, root of 113. So this is 7 divided by square root of 113. But then this is not cos theta, this is cos squared theta. So hence I square. Now here, let's further solve this. You have 1 minus, let's take the numerator. The numerator, I'll write it here. Numerator is 1 minus, now 8 squared is 64 divided by root of 113, the whole square, the root will go up and then it becomes 113. Same way for denominator, it is 1 minus 7 square is 49 divided by root of 113, the whole square, the root will go up and leaving 113 here, right? Now what you need to do is take the, So we're talking about the numerator. So the LCM is 113. So this becomes 113 minus 64. LCM here is also 113. So this becomes 113 minus 49. Okay. That is equal to, now 113 minus 64 is 49. So 49 divided by 113, that's the numerator part. And then what is 113 minus 49? That is 64. So 64 divided by 113. You see that the denominator is the same. So we can cancel that, and that is equal to 49 divided by 64. That is the answer for the first part of the question. Now coming to the second part of the question. The second part of the question is very direct, as we mentioned. Second part of the question is, what is cot squared theta? Cot squared theta, it is given cot is equal to 7 by 8. So it is nothing but 7 by 8 the whole square, which is equal to 49 by 64. Right, so this is your second part. Do you observe something in the first answer for the first part and the answer for the second part? It is the same, right? The answer is the same. 49 by 64 is the answer for the first part of the question, and 49 by 64 is the answer for the second part of the question. What they're trying to convey is, this is basically a formula, right? This is based on a trigonometric identity which we will be studying later, right? There is an identity based on actually this step, right? It is that identity that they're trying to convey through this, but we're not talking about it now in detail. We will come across that identity later on in this chapter. Okay, so that's it. We've got this first part and second part solved, and thank you for watching.